Okay, so this is our third video about polystyrene printing, and it's just a short little demonstration on some ways you might like to think about coming up with your own design. Obviously, because it's the white areas that you draw that are left behind, it's a little bit different to just drawing your design normally. You've seen how you draw into the tile and that creates the pattern. I wanted to show you some ways to think about it and the way I thought about it when I was doing this pineapple design that we're going to work on. I've cut these out because I would think it'd make a really nice sketchbook page to maybe include even some of the tiles when the ink's dried. It does take a little while for this sticky ink to dry. You might want these on your sketchbook page with a few notes around them, just to show your process you've gone through and what ideas you're going to use from each one and which ones you think work well. Every time you do a piece of artwork you learn something, and that reflection helps make your artwork better. So that's why I've included those. Normally most of your sketchbooks will be white paper, and when I was thinking about my design I was thinking I'm going to do a pineapple. I had a look around. I didn't have a pineapple. I looked online, found some pictures of pineapples, and I had looked a little bit at some other people's drawings of pineapples to see what their designs looked like. And while I was doing that, in my sketchbook I did a few rough sketch ideas. I noticed that if I curved the lines, that was more interesting. It made it look more 3D. And by looking at real pineapples I could see what sort of textures and designs I wanted to put in the squares. Depending on what you're working on in your art, you might want to look at real objects, use sketches you've got from other areas, but at the moment this sketch has many lines and is not ready to be a print. The next stage I might go to is I might use a simple pen to get a nice thick simple line that will represent the effect I can get with a print. So I won't get those multiple sketching lines with my print. So using a thick pen will give you a more black and white, literally, idea of your design. Now, I don't know if you noticed, when I watched my videos back I thought, oh, really should have mentioned that. Of course, when you print, your design gets reversed. So if you're using any text, any writing or letters, let's for example use an E, that would come out backwards. So in my design I need to remember to reverse it. Okay, so I've reduced my design from sketchy lines observed from real life into a single line that's going to work really well on my polystyrene tile. The thing that I think is a little unique with this technique is that the area you draw is the area that's left white, and sometimes I think that can be hard to see. So something else I wanted to show you is maybe a better way of imagining that. I've cut out a few bits of paper. I've got some red, some green and some black. It doesn't really matter. This could represent my green ink, for example. And I thought it might be nice to work in white to show it a little bit more as it will look after it's printed and help my imagination. So this is just simple chalk. That might help me think through the printing design a little bit better. So in my pineapple, I might decide that to make it stand out and make it look green, I might want to use some white shading around the edge. To do that, I'm going to have to actually shade away from the pineapple with my lines. You might have some white crayons in school, or even you can get white gel pens or white pens. They would work really well as well, just as a good way of helping you see how your design is going to look in the end. And although I'm working on little bits of paper, you might want to stick those in your sketchbook, you might work around them in your sketchbook and create a lovely page of ideas where it's gone from your original sketch to very nearly your print, showing that real development of an idea. I've got my inks here as well because I am going to do a video on maybe using 2 colours of ink in a print. You might want to work with a white, and then maybe I could work with a yellow wax crayon or something on this as well, on my green, to start getting that design. Okay, I hope this gives you some ideas of how you might use your sketchbook before you go ahead and make your print. Have fun.